And thanks to our studio audience for joining us today on Delmarva Life. To find out how you can become a member of our studio audience, visit delmarvalife.com and click on the Show tab or call the number on your screen, 443-880-9116. Well, spring is in the air. We've certainly been able to feel it recently, and it's time to get out our green thumb and start with the spring planting. And joining us today to help get us started is Ginny Rosencrantz. Thank you so much. Of course, you are the extension educator, yes. Commercial horticulture.
Huge title,
yes. Yeah, huge title at University of Maryland Extension. Now, first, I want to remind everyone that last time you were here, planted some lettuce.
You did.
And look what happened. It grew.
It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And this lettuce has really been around. I've taken it to lots of different functions so people can see it, and they're like, really? Really? She really? I say, yes, this is absolutely gorgeous. And I just want to show, I'm going to go ahead and pull one right out right now, just for fun. Because a lot of people go, well, this is really lettuce.
Yeah.
Well, these two leaves, the little teeny ones right here, are already starting to turn kind of a pale green. Mm-hmm. These are the cotyledons. This was in the seed.
Okay.
And as soon as the seed germinated and the root developed, these guys got, put all their energy into making that root really strong. And then these are the first true leaves, which are really, really cool. So this is the edible lettuce.
Okay.
Right there. So that's really cool. So we could actually eat that right now.
Yeah. So how far away from harvesting? Well, I mean, you said you could.
Well, you could go ahead and harvest it now, but I would let it grow a little bit more so that you could have actually more lettuce.
Okay.
But, what we've been doing is we've been keeping it under the light so it has a chance to go ahead and get all the light it needs. And the light, we've had the light right about there. We've had a dome over top of it, keeping it nice and moist. And we watered it when you were here.
Yeah.
I haven't watered it since.
Seriously?
Really.
Because of the condensation?
Because of the condensation. Oh, excuse me, I lied. I did have to water it one weekend because I was taking the top off back and forth. And I said, you guys look a little dry. Gave them a little bit. But notice how there's some green and there's some red lettuce there too. It's really cool. And the neat thing is, at the same time, I went ahead and did these little guys.
Oh,
and these are cool.
What is this?
This is different types of herbs. They started out with little containers like this. And then I just added water. So what I did is I put a glass of water here. I'm going to go ahead and plop that in there. And by the end of the show, this is going to be as big as that stuff. Okay.
Now you're going to show us how to actually make some pots with newspaper?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
You can go ahead and buy peat pots or things like that. But, sometimes you can go ahead and just use a container. Like this is a used container. It's got I put holes in the bottom. It was really cool.
Very important.
But, you always have to have holes. But this is really cool. Take newspaper. Everybody can get newspaper. If you don't get the paper, you can go ahead and just get it from one of the recycle centers. And you get a little cool handy dandy thing like this.
What is it?
You wrap it around.
Something round?
Just something round. And you can actually use a glass.
Okay.
And then whoops, sorry, let me go do it right. And then you put the top on it like that, and that kind of seals it. And then you have a pot. Whoops, it's supposed to hold. Quite often it holds together much better, like this one did. And this one did. So those are really neat. And the neat thing about it is that you're not spending any money.
Right.
And you're just going ahead and do it. You can go ahead and put those little pots right here on like a container that held something. It could have meat. It could have meat, or it could have had vegetables or something like that. Wash it off real good, a little bit of Clorox, and then you can go ahead and fill it up with your potting mix. You're good to go.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun.
Now this is something we would do inside before we take it outside.
Yes, yes. The thing is, right now we're about 8 weeks away from when you can go ahead and plant things outside, because May is when it's going to be warm and sunny and all that kind of stuff. And right now it's still a little. I mean, like, didn't we have snow?
Yes.
Yes. And then it's going to be 70 today. So that's really good. So, but you still don't want to plant too many things outside. Lettuce, possibly, these nice little herbs. I'm going to keep them inside until it's really, really warm.
Okay.
So what I would do is I would go ahead and get my little pot started, and I would go ahead and choose the type of seeds that you want to plant.
Okay.
And there's a list on your Delmarva Life, and it has the planting dates of all the different vegetable seeds, which is really nice because a lot of people can look at that and go, oh, I like to grow tomatoes. I like to grow this. And this is when I need to start them. And right about now is when you need to start them.
Okay.
So this is the perfect time.
So start them inside.
Absolutely.
Wait you're saying about 8 weeks before you head outside.
Right. And then you're going to want to put them outside a couple of times just to kind of get them used to warm weather, and then bring them inside before it gets down to the 20s. I mean, 70 now and then 20 today at night. Oh, that's a little chilly.
When is frost? We can still get frost through about May, right?
Yeah, the official frost-free date is about the 20th of April.
Okay.
But I still like like to say, you know, around Mother's Day for especially the real warm, tender things. But if you have a garden, if you want to get a vegetable garden, you can do it right now. First of all, what I do is I check to see, do you have any standing water out there? After the snow is a good time, or after a rainstorm. You never want to plant a garden where there's standing water because it's going to be too mucky.
Okay.
And it's going to be hard to work in.
Right.
And then your vegetables will actually drown out too. Not a good idea.
Oh, so much information, and we're going to talk about it through, you know, again, sometime talk about the soil and everything. But for now, if you like the tips on how to plant your seeds and take care of them, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the show tab. Well, straight ahead on Delmarva Life, the ad tells us ShedPal is the easy-to-use pet preferred system that makes grooming your dog or cat easier than ever. We're going to put it to the test next. Delmarva Life, life at its best here on Delmarva. Oh, we forgot the